Hello and welcome in. I am Greg Smith, recruiting extraordinaire for Hail Varsity. I am joined on a very special video by owner and founder of the Warren Academy, Steve Warren, here to talk some Maverick Noonan after the big commitment on Friday night that was made public by Mav. Steve, first and foremost, thanks for being on, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. So I guess it was a big day. It was not completely unexpected, as I think that the momentum was there for Maverick to end up picking Nebraska. We saw him kind of cancel that Iowa visit. He took the official visit out to Stanford after taking a June 10th official or June 3rd official visit out to Nebraska, which he told Hail Varsity that he really got to go deeper into detail and in depth with that visit, and he really liked it, obviously. So Steve, I guess we'll kind of start here. I guess you and Mav works out at the Warren Academy out there with you. I guess what was your initial reaction to that news?
Like I said, like you said, it wasn't much of a surprise.
Right.
I knew he was kind of leaning that way, of course, with family and dad being an All-American and an all-time great there. I knew they were high on the priority list, but I knew that he wanted to take a serious look at other places. Just to make sure it was going to be the right fit for him.
Yeah, and it's one of those interesting things, and you've worked so closely with a lot of these kids, and it's interesting when you hear kids wanting to take, like you just said, serious looks at other places. I know that fans get very nervous about that, but I keep trying to say, and I've talked to many trainers, coaches about this, that has become very normal, that kids are very much wanting to at least take a look at other places. How have you seen that kind of change over recent years here?
I advise them to take all the visits that they can and to take a serious look at everybody else. Because one thing is you don't want to go back into the process and feel like, well, hey man, I didn't really do the process fully. I didn't really invest my time into the process. So we always tell them, take as many visits as you can, whether it's unofficial or official visits. Those lines are kind of blurred now anyway, right. All the visits that the kids take in camps. Take the visits, meet the coaches, make sure it's the right fit for you. And I think here in Nebraska, people just expect people to stay home.
Right.
And, it's just not the way it is now. Kids are looking to get away from home. I was a kid that wanted to get away from home. So, even though Nebraska, we all love Nebraska and want everybody to stay here and be a Husker, it's just not very realistic to think that every one of these kids now is going to stay at home.
Right, absolutely, and it's interesting because I like I said, you see examples both ways of that, obviously, and especially as the more and more kids in Nebraska are getting that exposure and getting offers from all over the country, and so you're just going to naturally see that, right? But back to Maverick here, I guess, and you working closely with him, like what type of player, I guess, are the Huskers getting in Maverick Noonan?
Old school player, going to come to work. Not going to talk too much, just going to come in, do his job, learn his assignment, be somebody you can count on, dependable, strong work ethic, fast, athletic, big, agile. They're getting a total package.
Yeah, it's crazy too, because he also, not only all of that, he very much plays a position of need and a premium position kind of in recruiting, because he told me on Friday after he committed that Nebraska sees him as kind of that edge prospect, kind of in the mold of Garrett Nelson. So I guess, do you see him as excelling kind of in that role? And what do you think, how do you think the strengths of his game kind of align with that?
I think that's a perfect spot for him. He's going to be somebody that can set the edge, somebody that's athletic and get around the corner. I think he'll be I think he'll be a good pass rusher, but I think he'll be great against the run. And I think that he'll be a good pass rusher. So I think he'll be a good all around defensive lineman, edge guy.
And one of the things too is it's tough for defensive linemen and edge guys to come in early, obviously, and make an impact. So as in that time where he's kind of in the lab with Coach Duval and those guys, and he's getting his game, ready to play in the Big Ten, I guess, where do you see the areas where he'll have to continue to take steps forward as he then gets ready to play once he gets to Lincoln?
Size and strength. I think those are the two things that he's going to have to, he's got good size now for a high school kid, but once he gets to the Big Ten and going against those big tackles, that he's going to have to put some more size on, another 20, 30 pounds possibly he'll have to get on and get up around 260, 270, around that range. And I think that's the biggest thing that he'll have to do. Like right now, he's got a pretty good toolbox of pass rush moves that he can start to develop, that he's already able to do some of the more advanced stuff. So just honing on those skills and making sure that he keeps working in that area. But the size and strength is going to be the one thing that he'll have to continue to work on.
You mentioned kind of honing those pass rush skills. And it's funny because people, you think about those edge guys and you're like, okay, well, especially when guys are in high school and they're really dominant, it's easy to say, oh, I'm just going to bull rush a guy or I'm just going to speed rush. But how important is it for a guy, especially at that defensive end, that edge position, to continue to hone those skills and add tools to the bag?
Very, very important, because now everybody's so skilled. And everybody, the size of the game has improved. Guys aren't just 6'2", 6'3". You're looking at guys that are 6'7", 6'8" out there on a regular basis, and they've got long arms. So he's going to have to, work on those pass rush moves. Getting the hands off and targeting the wrist, and all the pass rush moves to help him get around the corner. It's a lot of hand fighting. So he's going to have to get better at that. But he's already good at it, which is good. And he's already started working on those things. So it's nothing that's going to be foreign to him. It's just going to be getting better at it, and really finding out what his 1 and 2 moves are, and then having his counter off of it.
Right, absolutely. And I know a lot of you guys watching out there, we watching Maverick's career unfold with great anticipation. Also be checking him out at Elkhorn South this year for his senior year. That's going to do it for me here this week. Steve, thank you very much for joining the program here today, hopping on the Hail Varsity YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like the video up, subscribe to the Hail Varsity YouTube channel, subscribe to hailvarsity.com as well. We'll have continued recruiting coverage as Nebraska is wrapping up a huge recruiting month of June. A lot of decisions coming up in July as well. We will catch you guys next time.